Alright, this is my second attempt making a video. Uh, I was getting frustrated and I'm still feeling the frustration, but that's what they do. These slow lives are pedals, and I'm gonna say that with all my heart because as much as they manipulate me and create these false memories, it's just a lot of orchestrated things that frustrate me, disturb me, but they're pedals. I will call them pedos, and I've called them pedos in their faces because the things they do. The last few videos you've seen specifically about this Instagram profile I used to watch. It was very wholesome. He's a brother, his sister. He does like little like dance things or whatever, like TikTok version, right? Very very wholesome. Him and his sister. And as I'm speaking right now, because they want me to accept these nasty things, and they know that I see them as pedophiles, they try to frustrate me. I'm gonna try to maintain my composure because these bottom feeders that work for pedophiles are trying to make me accept these things. So, this Instagram profile of this brother and his sister doing this like wholesome thing was very wholesome. It didn't drive me any way sexual. But the sister is like, at the time I think was like 17, 18. I don't know, either like about to be 18 or 17 years old, like something like that, or just turned 18, like a young, like almost young adults, if not a young adult. And they're, you know, both of them very good looking kids doing their things. It's very wholesome. It just like innocent, wholesome content. You've seen it. As I was making those videos, first of all, they were making me feel all kind of sexual stimulations. These pedals. Because this kid, at that point, I don't even know she's an adult. The stimulations they cranked up while I was going through this, it was nasty. And I'm hearing these bottom feeders in the next door try to cover that up. So they do this whole thing. I make videos about it. And then at one point, it gets to this point where, because they want me to focus so much on this little sister, I was like, did you go on her profile? I was like, I don't remember going on her profile. Maybe I'll, like, it just, to me, it's like, if I wanted to, I'll go. It would do nothing to me. I could see them in every ways and feel normal. They want you to accept these new ways of perceiving things and these reactions as if it's natural. As if you should be scared to look at, no, well, you look, whatever, oh, good for her. Well, good for her. That's not. But because what they try to do is make you experience these nasty things and think, as they make you experience these pedophilia things. Now I'm looking at kids even younger than her. To be honest, yesterday was like a 14-year-old kid. They were trying to make me look at this kid in a sexual way. All it takes is a little bit of something that could be driven into sexuality. And they can create that. So now they try to say, no, we match it because look, you used to watch this content. This content was the wholesome content I watched that actually make me not think about sexual things. But now they try, okay, look at this girl. Do you think she's pretty? Yes, very pretty. Good for her. Bless her. Good. You think she's ugly? Yes. They try, and they're like, no, you won't. It's like, of course they're both good looking. That's good for them. And they try to get you to accept this shit. I'm sorry for the language, but they tried, and they use this tonality. But this tonality, when they're in front of me, this doesn't work. They try to play this game, and I look at them and like, do you think I don't understand what you guys are? You pay those. I understand my job as a target individuals. They're supposed to break me down to accepting this false nastiness that they've created. They are low lives. They are trash. They know what they sold the soul to. They know they actually work for pedophiles. For me, it's manipulation as they're supposed to be doing. They know that. And they know I know that very well. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It's agitating. Because they are literally trying to, and you hear people working for pedophiles calling you pedo. You know how frustrating that is? And they do these things with my memory. So, going back to that, they're like, have you gone to her profile? I was like, I don't remember. Like, let me see. Let me go to her profile. Mistake. Oh. With this perception I have now, I gotta be really careful. Because they can make me feel anything they want me to. If there's a little bit of something they can create in a sexual matter, they're gonna make me experience it in a sexual matter. Now, I don't care if a kid is what, 16, 17-year-old is wearing the bikini. Okay, good for her. Like, wow, good, yeah, whatever. That's that. Woo. It doesn't feel like, it's just like you're not. To me, when I see them as, they're not even people at this point. They're just like under development. It's not like you're not like it. Whatever, good for you. But today, a 10-year-old, they can do a 3 any. It's so disgusting. But at that moment, I don't know why I was not sharp, and I know why, because I'm not thinking clearly. I go on her profile. Oh, I'm seeing her now. She's in I think early 20s, perhaps, or something like that. Or early 20s, looking beautiful. Good for her. She's growing to be a beautiful woman. And then I keep looking. It's like I'm not seeing any pictures that I remember seeing a while ago. So I guess I wasn't going on her profile. I didn't go on her profile. Something like that. But I scrolled down to like 2018. And I start seeing a picture in her in bikini. And she's wearing one picture in bikini where her cleavage looks bigger. It's so disturbing. Now, this is a teenage kid. Like, no. Like, for me, if there's a kid with this big cleavage, it will still do nothing to me. But because they can create so much with so little, oh my gosh, the frustration. Now I'm getting like sexual sensations. I'm like, it's becoming something stimulating. No, and I know in reality and I'm sorry, I'm not here to judge people's breast size, but she's not, you know. But for some reason, whatever bikini she's wearing is making her cleavage look bigger. Now, me, I would look, okay, good for her, for whatever. You know, it would just, but now, a little bit, they can do so much. So now they start creating thoughts. I was like, oh gosh, it doesn't take much. I was like, what? The mistake. Because now in my mind, they're gonna make me think. I'm not scared of people over there. I'm not scared of them. But I hate giving them these fantasies. Because they think this is like, they live off this manipulated fantasies. And so today, this is the first time they're making me experience, like, I should have known better. Because now I can even look at a child, just a regular child that's even 10 years old. So imagine like a 16-year-old kid or 17, whatever age she is in this picture, wearing a bikini. Oh gosh. If there's a bit of cleavage or anything they can create in a sexual way and make me experience that, oh, they will. So it was frustrating because I felt like, oh, this is what they were doing. They were orchestrating this whole thing. They're orchestrating me going to her profile so they can scroll down too low and see, and then wow, new versions of reality with me. Now I cannot look at it. If it was me, if it was that naturally me, and this kid is in the bikini like that, it's like, okay, well, good for her. Whatever. Now it's just locked in as like almost an adult, but when she's not. And this were the things they do. And then you hear this bottom feels, oh, you're so pedo. Ugh. And I know they do that to agitate me because these people orchestrated this. And I hate these low lives. I mean, I don't hate them. They disturb me. And they frustrate me, but I don't hate them. They're bottom feeders. They work for pedophiles. I see them for truly the nothing they are, as they try to make me be the nothing. But I hate giving them that luxury of a fantasy they've created for themselves. This is so disgusting. I can't even tell you how disgusting it is to deal with these things. It is so frustrating. I have to deal with these things every day. But the way I have to stay on guard, because all it takes is like somebody, a child, and then if there's some kind of cleavage, oh my gosh. So in other pictures of her, you see her and you see this picture. This is it's a child. Like, well, she's a young adult, but she doesn't have a cleavage. But in some picture, in that picture, because I think the bikini she's wearing, she has cleavage, so they can create thoughts, and that's a kid. I was like, oh. And then, you know, it's a very pretty kid, you know, pretty, but then I would see her as like, oh, this is a kid, it's a baby. Like, I wouldn't, whatever. Now, oh gosh, anything. A 14-year-old yesterday, they tried to make me look at her breast. She has nothing. A 14, who can have? And you hear these bottom feeders, these pedos, that claim this is war when in reality they're just losers that the government use to get you to subscribe to these things. Make me look, and yes, when I say make me look, because they orchestrate these things for you to mess with you. They're like, oh, go onto your profile. They start these dialogues. I'm like, ah. So I can scroll down when there's a picture of this like teenage kid, and she has some kind of cleavage showing, and so they can create some things. And now it's completely, this is like pictures that, perceptions are new to this. Like this is newly seen pictures for me. So the perceptions, there's nothing, there's no references. Create whatever you want. It is nasty. But I have to be strong. I have to find ways to be strong and not be frustrated. But it's frustrating because what happens is it makes me angry more than scared. It makes me mad that this low life can use this moment that they manipulate themselves and try to make me think I'm going to subscribe to them. I'm scared I'm going to lose it on somebody. And I don't have the strength to losing it on anybody. Because this trash, these pedophiles, these lowlifes, who are calling everybody else pedo but themselves, who are the pedos, are trying to get you to accept these things. These low-life pedos, I hate this trash. Sorry, I don't hate them. I hate the giving them the fantasy. You see, look, there's a picture of her when she's like, this, even there, like, I will never. These nasty pedos. They know I call them pedos. I've called them, so many of them pedos in their face. But it's frustrating. They're like, I'm going to get knocked out, or they get knocked out. This is disgusting. They create their own things. The way they want you to be accepting of these things is just nasty. Making me go on this. Let me say this. They purposely started having this dialogue to make me go on her profile. So once I scroll down a little too low. There's a picture of her when she's even younger. So I'm thinking like 17, 16 years old, wearing a bikini where there's cleavage. Somehow, like this, I don't know if this bikini make her have some cleavage that she doesn't have, but there's cleavage. That's all it takes to try to create these thoughts. And of course, they've done that to babies. They like actually like preteen and stuff like that. And so you hear these bottom feeders who try to cut all of a sudden try to make themselves be visible and try to live their fantasy. The reason why I make these videos target individuals is because they want you to accept these things. These pedos who call you their pedo, works for pedos, and actually force you to experience pedophilia things. They purposely try to create this orchestra moment to get you to get on the profile. To see this kid in this bikini. So when you see this kid in a bikini, they can create this stuff. I made how many videos about these babies? 14 years old. How many? So you know that if a kid who's like a little older, with a little bit of like cleavage or whatever, they're gonna do some nasty things. These pedos. I'll never subscribe to this pedophilia type of torture. They are the pedos, and they keep saying you might be. Because when I was waking up, 3 a.m, you are. Try to dismiss them. Yeah, I might be, whatever. Of course I'm not. I know I'm not. These pedos are. And when I mean they are doing these things to me. Of course my perception now is, woo, Gone. Whatever breast she has, whatever, it will do nothing to me. And I know this is I see her picture, kid. But I can't do anything about the perception I'm going to experience. That's why I make these videos. It's for me to express things I cannot experience anymore. And this trash like they wait for me. Let's go. One thing is for sure. I know this thing is manipulated. I know this thing was orchestrated. And I know these people wanted me to look at this when she's actually like, because I think this picture is maybe she's just turning 18 or something like that. And there's not a lot of cleavage because she doesn't have much. She's still growing up. So in that picture, whatever happens in there, it seems like there's more cleavage there. I don't know if this they try to make me imagine how she has plastic surgery. This is the thought they forced me to have. I don't know if it's whatever, but it seems to be more cleavage. It will not matter to me. But all it takes is a little bit of sexual aspect of certain things to create sexual thoughts. But I gotta be strong. So whatever's gonna happen to me, God, thank you, God, to give me the strength that I have now, because it takes a lot. Because the frustration to hear pedophiles that make you experience these things. I've said, thank God I've made thousands of videos talking about it. I've talked about it, like, today I made maybe like a good 10 videos or whatever, about like these kids that were making me look at in a sexual way. So of course, what's gonna happen to this? So I gotta stay strong. You know, I gotta practice what I'm preaching right now. I gotta be strong. And listen to these bottom feeders that will never want to be seen by me. Like now, it's not even just aggression, it's disturbingness by this low life. I'm never gonna let them even escape. It's nasty. Regardless of what's gonna happen to me. And I gotta understand, do not get your hands dirty. This low life will get theirs. They will get theirs. This bottom feeders, this nothingness that orchestrate these things to try to make you look at a kid that's like 16 in a bikini and try to force you to look at her in these perceived ways that can make you look at kids now. I made like a video about a 14, 13-year-old and they try to make me look at her breasts. No, what breasts? So they were trying to make me look at this so they could be like, you know, prove. This is the first time I see this picture. Where do you think it's going to go? If it was me, okay, whatever, good for her. Like, it would, now I cannot even imagine. They even try to make me, you see how manipulative they are. They try to make me imagine, how would you be able to see it if you weren't manipulated by us? Oh, let me try to think. Well, you're in my head. Target individual, please see them for the truth, low life. I call them pedophiles. I call them pedophiles for a reason. Not because they do things to kids. Well, not all of them. But all of them are involved in a program that force people to experience things like that. Now, me, it's frustrating because I should have known better. It's like, okay, stop, don't go. You know what's gonna happen. You're gonna go there. You're gonna see something, and they're gonna try to create. Stop there. I didn't. What happened? I see a picture of her when she's even younger, 16, 17-ish. And then the stimulations, not even the stimulation, the perceptions, it's just it's crazy. Just like my brain just to snap in crazy. And they try to be like, no, but remember in 2014 you followed this person. It's like, oh gosh, trash. Delusional. They live a fantasy. These bottom feeders, and they tell me they were heating some drugs in my apartment. It's like, you trash, you piddles. Do all the foul things you can do in life so you can come back to you properly, please. Tell my target individuals, stay strong.